This tutorial is going to show you the basics of what's called Rasgueado technique, and this is a type of scratching or strumming across the strings. It's used for fingerstyle playing, so primarily flamenco guitar, and some classical guitar pieces also employ this technique. And you've probably seen it before, you've heard it before. I'm going to show you the basics of this pattern, and we're going to use the lettering of the Spanish for the fingers. So instead of T-I-M-R like we've been using, we're going to use P for pulgar. I is the same, indice or indicio, medio for middle, and then this one is different. Instead of R for ring, we call it A for annular. So P-I-M-A. There are some flamenco strums which use the pinky in the strum called chiquita for obvious reasons, because it's the little one, small one. But we're just going to use P-I-M-A, okay? And this strum, it's like a fanning of the strings using your fingers, and there are different ways to do it. You can incorporate the thumb. You can go up with the thumb. I'm going to give you some basic strums, and there are a lot of great tutorials to further expand your knowledge on this, to give you more tips on practicing this technique. But it's great for right hand development, and it just strengthens your hand and your fingers and your control of your individual fingers, and it sounds really cool. So here's our starting position, okay? You're gonna make a fist, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna ball up you don't need the pinky, so you're gonna ball up the ring finger, middle finger, and index finger into the hand like this. That's your starting position, believe it or not. You're gonna rest your thumb on that 6th string. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna flick out just the ring finger. Don't let the others come out of the holding pattern. You're just gonna flick out the ring finger. That's your starting, that's your first move. Then you're gonna flick out middle. Notice index is still wound up. Then you're gonna flick out the index. So this is a way of practicing this basic movement. So ring, middle, index. And we would write this out A, M, I, annular, medio, indicio. Now it has to sound like 3 different strums. We don't want, that's sloppy. We want to hear da da da. Flamenco guitar playing, if you've ever listened to real flamenco playing, is very aggressive and often very loud. And the reason for that is because traditionally flamenco guitarists accompany dancers who are using wooden shoes to create rhythm as well, and so they're working together, and in order to be heard with the dancers and for the dancers to hear the guitar player, they play very loud. Traditionally it's done without amplification, so just acoustic instruments, 1 guitar or maybe 2 or 3 guitars. So it's a very loud, aggressive style of strumming, so that's what you want to go for. Staying out here, but I'm not strumming with it. I'm just starting off with my pinky not on the strings, since we're not using it. So when you do this faster, we still have to hear 3 different strums. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. Okay, so make sure that you're getting that crisp 3-strum sound. So that's the first one you can practice. Then the next one, we're going to incorporate the thumb after those 3. So we're going to do A, M, I, P. I'm turning sideways so that you can see that when I do the thumb at the end, I'm not moving from my elbow. We don't want that. We want to move from the wrist. So I do A, M, I, P, and I just turn my wrist to hit the strings. Now, as you get faster, now we want to hear 4 strums. Ba 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 bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then another one that we can do, and you can practice that one. Remember, folks, these are going to take a while. They may take a few days to get the feel of this. That's fine. Another one we can do is come back up with the thumb. So we're creating a 5-strum pattern. Then we come back up with an up strum of the thumb. So we have. But when we're doing that, it's in the wrist, not in the arm or the shoulder. Okay, then we can apply this to chords. Let's take an A minor. Okay, we can do the second strum. Or we might want to do this on an E minor chord, let's say. And remember, I'm hearing ta 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 tan, ta 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 tam. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can do the up strum at the end, so we get a 5-note pattern. Let's do E major now. Let's see, I'm a little sloppy on that one. That's better. So I'm a little rusty on that one. But these take daily practice, and what they're going to do is, as I said, increase your finger strength, your hand strength. Excuse me. If you practice these for any amount of time, the next day you might feel sore in this part of your arm, and that's because you're using what are called the extensor muscles, where you're pushing out with these fingers. Normally we use the flexor muscles where we're squeezing. This is what we're used to doing in our daily life, and so this part of our arm is strong, but this part where we're pushing against something, like you are with the strings here, we tend to not use that as much. Those are extensor muscles. And so those are going to be, they may be sore if you practice these for like 15 minutes or something. That's normal. It'll fade as you get stronger. Okay, those are called Rasgueado strums, and they are, there are many different types. So I would encourage you to look them up online and watch some of the tutorials. There's some really great flamenco players there. I'm just very basic at this technique. It's not my specialty, but I thought you would have fun with that.